G'day, today I'm going to play Zurich for the first time in a long time to see if I can beat my first 2000 plus score and do anything more with the level. Right, so it has been a long time since I played this one, but I think I possibly got it first attempt, so I think I've only played the level once. And it definitely is harder than as lucky as I was to only have to play it that one time, I believe. Especially since we've got tunnels, bridges. Let's see how we go. And we'll just wait until this next line up here opens up, and then we'll shift him around, connect onto this guy. There we go. Now, the last time I played this level, I said I couldn't recall if I had been to Zurich or not, and I was going to play it with the confidence of a man who thought he'd been to Zurich. Since then, I can confirm I haven't been to Zurich, so that confidence is now gone. So it certainly could make this a little bit more rocky if I'm not showing that confidence. Now, I guess the only thing we don't want is a warehouse to show up in here. If it was a yellow, blue, or red housing, I could make it work. As long as it's not a warehouse. Now, I suppose I could block out these two squares here to address that, but shouldn't need to. Now, this is a situation where I feel like I've got to remember the setup I've done. So I'm taking these two houses and connecting them here because there's no real way to get these guys from here to there. But these guys to here is this guy set for the game. He won't need anything more than two guys that are sitting that close to him. Go the bridge because we don't have one. And we will flip these guys around. I think there's about as close to here as these guys are, whereas this is very close to him. Very nice short paths in this one so far. But it'll be once we start to get out on the other side of these mountains that this one will really start to amp up, I imagine. It's a little bit longer. Still would be fine. I mean, that certainly would need more houses than just two. And this guy will need more than just two as well, so possibly these could end up going to him. And some new housing could go to this guy. Take the motorway, because our roads haven't been that long so far. There we go. There should be a path in there, lovely. Certainly we'll be keeping an eye on if we get any more green up this way. So that is a very long trip that they're having to make. If we got more houses here, it would definitely make a case for taking a highway from here to over here. Even if I could sneak these guys through, if there was a gap between here, I would consider building these guys a path. that way. Alright, let's wait for this day to end and hope we get a bridge. Alright, no bridge. So what we'll have to do is reclaim this bridge. Send this guy that way. I think that'll be our best bet. He'll take 2. This guy should survive on 1. And now we do have the ability to tunnel through here, and we'll do it just before we run out of potentially these spots having something built in them. What we might have to do is just give these guys a shared road till we get another motorway. Actually, you can probably swing him around the other way. Very close little route that guy can have. Okay. So, I got 3 houses up here. So that's these guys sorted there. Do I have another bridge? No. What we can do is we can get rid of that. Swing these guys down here. He's on a little bit of a struggle, so we definitely do want a bridge. You can get one. Great. What we'll do is we'll just send him and give him the option 2, so we can send those 4 up there. Means we can give the option of this guy coming back to here as well, and then these guys are flexible to change between this road and this road as they're needed. He's not really going to be any help down there at all at this stage. I mean, we could tunnel him all the way through here, but that's what this guy's now about to do. So now we've got no tunnels, no bridges. We had another bridge. We could separate 3 of these guys down here and have them connect to him, and separate this guy, and this crossing here. Now, I mean, we can do the same thing with the motorway anyway. Take the motorway. Oh, he's really out in the sticks over there. Okay, so we'll get rid of this. I'm gonna move that a little bit more of a separation from it. We're just gotta wait for the because these guys claimed that second motorway, so just gotta wait for them to finish their move. Just as soon as I do that, we get this guy down here that can do the job, but I would have to have him cross the blue line. Just gonna leave him as is for now. Now this guy makes the case that I don't ever have to reconnect these 2 guys. I do want to keep an eye on him because he is still being operated by 1 guy, same as this guy. In fact, a lot of these reds are running on a very lean crew. Okay, let's just stop this for a second. What we can do is get rid of that. So we'll send these guys around the top. Him in that way. And what we can do is have these guys flip around. And these two guys can look after him. We definitely need another red to help out down here. We just don't have one. I mean, this guy, I would have to use a tunnel to get him through and then use either a bridge or a motorway to get him over there. So definitely not an ideal setup for him yet. So we'll just have to keep our eyes open. The painful thing is that we don't even have a house that can just temporarily sub in to help out. Because this guy's running on 2, he's running on 2, he's running on 1, he's running on 1. We are going to have to think of something because he's falling further and further behind. Okay, so we've got the tunnel. Did I take a tunnel? I did. We've got a tunnel and we've got the motorway. So, well, those guys through the hill and they can take a motorway to here. Now that hopefully is just a temporary setup because it's just to sort of keep this guy, get him cleaned up. Now what we'll do is we'll shift this guy that way because we just got another house down here. We'll turn him up. Actually, we might do that for this guy. Very minimalist amount of houses in this one so far. Get rid of that just in case I want to give us a house down there. Okay. So, we're going to need a bridge. Or a motorway. Take care of this. Oh. Surprise. Now, that possibly solves this for us, because what we can do is we've now got two... These guys did a great job cleaning that up. And what we'll do is just dip this guy up so that we can have him join in. He's the last guy. Oh no, he'll be the last one on this motorway. We'll take the bridge then, because now what we can do is just save that motorway. Means we actually didn't even need to get rid of that anymore. Now these two yellow guys here aren't really needed at the moment. He's got a heap. He's got more than enough to keep himself going. Same goes for green. Good, we can give him a second house, so he's got a little bit of backup. Since he's just gone circular, we'll give him the added insurance of these two guys. I feel like there's room for us to be given more warehouses here as well. It certainly doesn't feel like we're over yet. There's lots of empty space. Hopefully this is white. Only a guy can hope. Or green. Take another motorway. Now the motorways are a little bit less effective in this one because I was going to say because I can't go over the hills, but I realize that this highway here actually is going over that hill. So maybe they're a little bit more generous in Zurich. Let's have a look. Just add that there for a second. No. No. So I can't go over the hills. I don't know how I'm pulling that off on that corner then. Okay. So these two guys here are almost the closest option for him. They would just have to go all the way around. Then mean that we could shift these two guys to here. Have these guys tunnel through and take over duties down here. Which would then mean that this guy can come and connect over here. The problem is that these two yellow houses have actually blocked off this guy from being able to come in and help on this, which is a problem because he's only got two houses and he's now circular. He's doing alright for the time being, but we'll need to keep an eye on that. So, let's bring these through. And then we'll swing these guys around. Cut these guys off. Gives us a bridge as well. And connect him. And what was our last part? This guy. That does mean that he eventually could connect too if we had an extra tunnel. Trying to get this guy here is what we want to ponder too. This guy has 5 houses, but he is circular. We could knock 5 houses down here, rather. We could knock this out here and then send these guys north. They're not doing anything at the moment, so we can send them that way, get rid of that, and have him come in like that. And these two guys can connect and join that one. We've got a tunnel, we've got a bridge. I think the tunnel... I haven't connected this guy, but I don't think he needs to join in this at all. This extra red one there helps. Another red one in this vicinity would help too. Now he's a little bit in no man's land, unfortunately. A lot of red over here now. Okay, let's just pause for a second. That one will just give to one guy for the time being. Okay, that's a nice placement up here. He can make that connection too. Ooh. Well, to cancel that one, actually what we can do is... Yeah, no, just move away. Thank you. Okay. Let's swing this guy to the mountain. Right away. Got a few yellow houses popping up in the middle here. They're sort of a bit... They're not really connected to each other, because I can get him and him to connect, or him and him, but I don't think I can get all three to connect at the same time. Now let's get him to go that way. Green, okay. So this is fine, because this will mean that we've just got to make a... connection set for these guys. So let's make him come across. Okay, we'll take these two guys. Probably more than they need. just means they can be flexible. They can connect to either this guy or this one up here. We can see we've got a lot of houses sitting up here that currently aren't in use. He's more than covered. So I've got 4 guys supporting him. We've got a bridge as well we could actually use to just send these guys over. There's now 4 of them, which I think would mean that we don't even need this connection. Let's get rid of that. I'll let these guys just go back to helping out with this one. Now there are some houses you may notice that just aren't connected, and that's intentional. Sometimes I do it that if I have too many houses in an area, I might leave something disconnected, just as a note, sort of a bigger reminder that I've got an excess of houses over there. Don't worry, it is intentional. Okay, I've got 4 red houses here connecting, and I've got this yellow here. So this yellow I could probably have connect through, because you can see no one here is actually on the move. So he's now the closest, possibly the closest guy to make his route a little bit more direct. Closest guy to this, and so he's going to cross this road, but it's very unlikely that anyone actually is going to be using it. These are all the break glass in case of emergency guys for this one, because he's already got 4 guys on this side looking after him. Now we're looking pretty good at the moment. Probably this guy here is who I would say is our worst off. And I mean, counterpart isn't much better either. Alright, cool. So this is an easy one. Just have those 2 guys connect. I don't even think we need to worry about a third. That makes his journey shorter as well. Okay, so why don't we try and help out this guy? What we might do is, even if it's just temporary, we'll take these 2 houses here and send them over. It's probably leaving a bit more excess down the bottom here, but you can see one of these guys hasn't left. He's leaving now, so this guy's pretty close to full. Now this is another one that's sort of falling behind his requirement. Okay. So how do we get to him? Now we've got motorways and we don't have a tunnel. Which certainly makes him tricky. If I had a tunnel, I could take a couple of guys from here, run them through underneath, and end up out here. Then just hop over using that last motorway. It is Sunday right now though, but I can see these 2 guys at the top here aren't currently going anywhere. Let's... We're going to disconnect these 2 guys. We'll send them over. Now the reason that I'm disconnecting them in order to do this is because I don't want these guys, say, seeing that there's requirements here, so going through here, up, and then down. It's a very deliberate attempt to have only the 4 houses go for this guy. Now potentially I could create, I might send, say, this guy up and around to give them 3 because they are falling behind over here at the moment. Okay, so let's obviously connect him since they're the 2 closest guys to this fella. Connect him, and him over there, and so those two should be enough. That one, particularly since we've just got these three super close houses for him. Keeping an eye on this guy. Great. He's a nifty little addition. He would have to cross a path in order to get up there. So what we might do is we'll send him up this way. This green here is not looking too great, but I mean all the cars are in motion to get to him. That is still connected down here, so he's got more than enough support. And there doesn't look like there's a traffic jam or anything down here. So he has just gone a bit more critical mass, so let's just flick these guys around to this side to see if they can engage him a bit quicker. Okay. Yep. These guys are properly connected. Oh, he is could be a real handy guy. Now, like I said, this guy isn't actually using any of these at the moment. But since he's not even using that one, I'm going to disconnect these guys. Put them the face down. Let him connect in there. That green and I guess this yellow down here seem to be our major concerns. So we've still got a motorway that I did set up that connection for there. I don't think there's a way I can connect more than just two of these yellow houses down here. Again, there's this whole connection up here. These guys come in here, so what I could do is... We probably don't need to be so extreme. We'll just disconnect this here for now. Put Highway 5 there and send it down there. So this is almost just a makeshift fix. Possibly not long term, but just to make sure this goes back on the road properly. We are sending him Green's way because there's green's only a square down here, so hopefully this bottom side is actually the quieter side for them to come in and help, hopefully. Wow, that's a nice little colour community up there. Now definitely I've caused problems for green down the bottom in doing that. So, let's shift that to the top. Hope green forgives us. Now even this T intersection here could be a problem that you can see how slow green's getting in here too. Possibly because of this guy. We'll get rid of that intersection just to see if that helps them out so that they're not having to slow down for guys turning across them. Oh, I did not notice him having a meltdown over here. Since these guys have that support, we'll offer two houses to help out this guy. Problem is neither of them are home at the moment. But luckily they're very short trips, so they hopefully can come out, come back and try and clean that up. While we wait for the few that aren't there yet to come and address him, but oh, not a bad effort. There we go, Zurich, second attempt. Yeah, let's, I guess, exit to the menu and have a look at how that score puts us on the leaderboards. 490, not too bad. There we go. Okay, well, until next time, catch you later. See ya.